this Father's Day feast. Let me just say that we treated our men well this Father's Day. Now, let me also just say that James treated us well because he did the brisket. That thing went all night long and it was amazing. We had delicious sides to go with it. We put out this fun little themed table setting here on the island, and we just wanted to do a little extra special for the fathers for Father's Day. And so James and our 3 sons, who are all 3 fathers to boys as well, they just got some extra special treatment. So I'm going to show you some details about this meal that I pulled together. Like I said, James did the brisket, and look at this. I'm telling you, this is magazine worthy. This is my daughter-in-law Hope. She made the fruit tart. I made these little mini cheesecakes. They were delicious. And then my daughter-in-law Abigail made the most perfect yeast rolls to go with our brisket. And my mother-in-law pitched in a pasta salad. So we ate like kings and queens. So I'm going to start out showing you the dessert that I made. I think these little mini graham cracker pie crusts are just so much fun. And the top 2 in this pack of 6 came with little lids. How cute is this? Now, for the filling, I am making, our family calls it like a cherry delight or a blueberry delight. So you use cream cheese, powdered sugar, and Cool Whip. That's the cheesecake portion. It's like a no-bake cheesecake. And then, of course, whatever topping you want to put on makes it like a cherry delight or a strawberry delight, whatever. So I will have below the recipe that I always use for my cheesecake filling. So I this time left out a portion of the Cool Whip because I wanted this to be really thick. 1 graham cracker pie shell, you use 1 cream cheese, 1 cup of powdered sugar, and 1 Cool Whip. I doubled everything except for the Cool Whip, so this would be really thick. Again, look below, I'll have the recipe. Now, this filling that I'm using here, I think the brand is called Easy Squeeze. I got this in Shipshewana at E&S grocery store, and you can typically find these in Amish grocery stores. So they're big sleeves of pie filling or say icing, things like that. So this is a chocolate Bavarian filling, and it was delicious. I also bought a pineapple one, so I knew when I bought those that I was wanting to do little fun desserts like this. It did not disappoint. They were so good. Very easy, a little time consuming because you're working with individuals, but it was worth it. They were a lot of fun. And then right before it was time to serve, I used my aerosol whip topping in the can and just made some fun little designs on there with the whip topping, which was pretty and delicious. And here is the ginormous beef brisket. We got this at Costco. We had a couple beef briskets in the freezer, and James saw this one at Costco and loved the way it looked. Yeah, it was delicious. So we put some dry seasonings on this and let it be in the refrigerator for a whole day. And then this was on the smoker all night long and a little bit the next morning, except for that small portion. He took that one off. But here it is, doing its magic, getting all smoky and delicious. Here are my 2 cans of beans that I am using. I usually use like a flavored bean and then just like a pork and bean. And then I just do whatever strikes me. I don't follow a recipe for baked beans. Like I said, just kind of make them with my heart. I use whatever I'm feeling at the moment. So today I put in some beans, some beans. I put in some onions, some mustard and ketchup, a little bit of brown sugar, and then I decided not to add in sausage or ground beef this time, which I really love to do. instead, I had a few strips of bacon and I just cut those bacon pieces up. You can see there's not a lot. I just cut them up with my knife real quick, and no rhyme or reason. I just wanted to get some good, yummy bacon flavor in these beans. Stirred these around. I usually bake these for 45 minutes to an hour. And then I like to let them cool because that helps them to set up a little bit. All right, here's my handy dandy, very, very old cookbook. That was my mom's. She gave it to me years ago. I've showed this on my channel before. And I am going in here to get my corn casserole recipe. This was given to me when I was in high school by my sweet friend, and I had dinner there one evening, and she had made this. It was so delicious, and so I said, well, I would love to have that recipe, and this is the corn casserole I have made ever since. Um, it's delicious. It is perfect every time, and this is the recipe I follow. Now, this time around, I had some corn left over from my chicken salad that I made last week, and then I had some corn that had been left over, and I had put that in the freezer. And so both of those counted as my can of corn, and then you use cream style corn. You use the little jiffy corn muffin mix along with some sour cream, an egg, and then a little bit of salt, pepper, whatever you desire in the way of seasonings like that, garlic, whatever you want to put in there, you can do, and bake it in the oven. And then I usually like to go in with some butter on top when it comes out. This is a great addition to barbecue. James planned this whole menu. He said, you know what, I think I want to have the sides that we really like at City Barbecue when we go there. And he said, kind of what he was thinking, and that's what I made. Now to the coleslaw. This is angel hair cut coleslaw, so it's very, very fine slivers. I really liked this. In the past month, I think I have made homemade coleslaw 3 times. This is the second time that you're seeing here. This is the only time I have used the angel hair. You can see that I estimated incorrectly about the size bowl I needed. So I just swapped out, and then once I get it mixed, I end up putting it back in that first bowl. But this angel hair was my favorite of the whole bunch. I used the same recipe each time, but we really liked this fine cut slaw, and so I would probably always buy that if that was available. This was from Walmart. So I will have down below the recipe that I've been using. It is really, really delicious. Very simple ingredients, things that you probably have, on hand, and so quickly can put together a coleslaw. So this time around, I had made my mixture in my jar of mayonnaise because that's about the correct amount in the bottom of my jar. So I just added everything else to that, and then to sort of rinse out the jar, if you will, I put just a little smidge of water in there, and it really got everything else that was in the jar out. And like I said, this was probably the best coleslaw of all 3 times. And it was about this point in time that I realized there was no carrot or anything in this coleslaw mix. So instead of doing carrot this time, I just had some red onion that was already peeled. And I just decided to dice up some red onion and put in there. And that was a perfect addition. This was gobbled up. There was maybe a half a cup left over. It's just been really tasting good. It goes so well with barbecue. Okay, this just came off the grill. Oh my goodness. Trying out that piece right there. This came off the smoker. Wow. All night long in the smoker. And a little thin piece came off a long time ago. And it's wrapped up here. Oh my word, I just sampled that piece that James gave me, and it's so delicious. Happy Father's Day to James and all of us. So it's pretty clear to see that this was quite a feast. All the food just was over the top delicious. It went so well together, and the men in the family felt all the love that went into all of this. And again, a big thanks to James for making the brisket. We just had a great time together. Not only was the food delicious, but we spent the whole rest of the evening together. We made wonderful memories. We played with the little boys. They waded in the creek. We just had a great evening. Probably one of the best Father's Days that I can remember in a while. So I am going to include here a few clips of the rest of the evening in addition to this clip of my plate, so you can just see how much fun we all had. All right, for dinner this night, I am using the other half of the rotisserie chicken. Last week's video, I showed you buying the rotisserie from Costco and taking that all off the bone, and I had half of it left. And so I decided here that I wanted to make some buffalo chicken sliders. We love buffalo chicken wings, the sauce, and I never think very often at all to make sliders or anything like that using buffalo chicken. So I was definitely looking forward to this meal tonight. So I'm telling you, that made so much chicken. When you cut it up into small pieces that way, it just seems like it multiplies. All right, so I sprayed my baking dish and I am putting all of my chopped chicken into the bowl. And now I am going in with ranch and hot sauce. So it's prepared ranch, or if you don't have any and you want to make your own ranch, you can. But I had some homemade ranch, actually is what mine was, that I had already prepared a week or so ago for salads. And so I had just the exact amount, and then I put in my buffalo. Actually, I was just using like the Frank's or whatever it was, only it's the Aldi version. Put that in with it and gave it a good mix. Those are the only two ingredients that the recipe I followed called for. So look down below in the description box for that full recipe, of course. And so I'm just giving this a good mix. Now, since my chicken was not hot, I decided to bake mine in the oven first before making the sandwiches because I just wanted to let this bake together and those delicious flavors of the ranch and the buffalo to kind of mix together and cook together there in the oven. And then my chicken would be hot to go on my sliders. Now I'm going to start on the side to go along with our buffalo chicken sliders. I have these two zucchinis who have seen better days. It is time for me to use those for sure, so I decided to make zucchini fries. Not long ago, I made those on the channel here and showed those. They're so good. I kind of followed, got some inspiration from Jessica O'Donoghue with those, and so I am making those again. Now tonight I'm doing the extreme shortcut method. I just wanted to go as quick as possible with these, so it worked out fine. I just took a shortcut, put my zucchini into the bowl, cracked the egg right on top of it, and basically seasoned it and did the whole kit and caboodle right here in this bowl, and then put them in the air fryer, and they worked out just fine. Was every single side coated with the panko breadcrumbs? No, not necessarily, but like I said, for a shortcut version, this was great. Now, I prefer zucchini pan fried. It's my favorite way, with a little bit of flour, and you just kind of fry it in your skillet. That's the way I grew up eating it. But this is a wonderful shortcut way, and of course you don't have as much oil when you do it in your air fryer. So once you have your zucchini into your bowl, your egg on there with it, or dip it in egg, and then dip it in your panko if you want to do it that way, and your seasonings, just kind of season with your heart. Put on there what you think sounds good and as much as you want. And then you want to have your air fryer sprayed, and I went ahead and sprayed the top of the zucchini. That helps them to get crisped up. All right, here are my Hawaiian rolls, and I have some Gouda cheese. I'm going to get those prepared for the chicken. I don't believe I've ever purchased the Great Value Hawaiian rolls before, but these were absolutely delicious. They were so fresh and just soft. I was really glad that I bought those. And then the Gouda cheese, I am going to put a piece on the bottom and a piece on the top, and then I'm going to put all of these back in the air fryer. My zucchini will be done shortly, and so once I get the chicken on these, I'm going to put those in the air fryer so they can just kind of melt together, get that cheese all melty on top of the chicken. And look at my cute little Snoopy oven mitt. So cute. My friend bought me a whole Snoopy set. I just love it. All right, here is the zucchini all done. Look how golden brown and crispy those pieces are. This way is really delicious. And then I have this onion blossom horseradish dip that we dipped it in. Came from an orchard not far from us. That was so good. James especially loved that dipping sauce. This was a really great meal. We enjoyed it so much. The spiciness of the chicken on the Hawaiian rolls just is such a great combo for a buffalo chicken slider. And for this last dinner, I'm going to show you, I went to my pantry and pulled out the teriyaki sauce, the pad thai noodles, and from my freezer I took out a bag of broccoli, and I had also one large boneless skinless chicken breast, as well as this carrot and red onion. Those are the ingredients that is going to pull together this Asian inspired dinner tonight. It was very quick and easy and so delicious. It was restaurant quality, made right here at home. So in my pan, I am just sauteing in olive oil one carrot that I shredded on my box shredder, and it's about a half of a medium-sized red onion. You could use white, red, whatever you have. This recipe is very versatile and adaptable. You could make it with things that you had, or your favorite ingredients for an Asian style meal. So I chose the carrot and the red onion, sauteed those together, and then added in the large boneless skinless chicken breast that I had cut into small pieces. And then I just sauteed that all together until the chicken was completely cooked through. It did not take long at all since these were small diced up pieces. Next up, I'm adding about 1/4 cup of water just to kind of deglaze the bottom of the pan, just to kind of steam that chicken there at the last couple of minutes. And then I added in about a fourth cup or a little over of diced fresh pineapple. I was cutting one up for dessert anyways, and so I thought, you know what, that's exactly what this meal needs. And James said he wished I had added even more, so next time I could definitely do that. Lastly, I'm adding in a heaping tablespoon of minced garlic, and I'm going to let that saute for just a couple of minutes there, not long at all. And then I am pouring in just a little bit of the teriyaki sauce, just enough to kind of coat the chicken, because I will add some in again after I get the noodles ready. The noodles were just cooked per the package direction, and after those were done and I drained them off, I went ahead and put a little bit of olive oil in my skillet. You can see I've moved the chicken over to the side here, and I just kind of want to saute those noodles a little bit in the same pan, just to kind of get a little bit of a crisp on them, nothing real drastic. You can see I didn't leave them there real long, and then I decided, okay, we're ready to start mixing these in. So I got everything mixed around, and then I decided I would add just a little bit more of the teriyaki sauce. Now, of course, when you're making something like this, it's totally up to you how much sauce you want. You might like it a little saucier than others, or you may like yours a little bit on the drier side. That's completely up to preference. So when I got the sauce the way I thought we wanted it, I had steamed up my broccoli in the microwave, drained all the water off of that, and put that in the same skillet, mixing that up as well. And then I just served this in bowls. So it was kind of a basically chicken teriyaki noodle bowl, something like that. I topped it off with some fresh sliced green onion and some red pepper flakes. This, like I said, tasted restaurant quality right here at home. It was so delicious. There was about one serving left for lunch the next day. We absolutely loved this. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. We are getting so close to 10,000. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit that button. It doesn't cost you a thing. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. That helps out my channel so much. You all are the best. I'll see you next week. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.